Hi. Good morning.
It's Tuesday again already.
Happy Tuesday, the day after Valentine's Day. Yay. So today on the Get Real podcast, we are going to be talking about coaches and if you need them and when you need one, how to find one, and all the good, juicy stuff that goes with it.
Are we talking about coaches like the cutie patootie coaches from the Super Bowl?
Wow, it was incredible that they were the youngest coaches together, huh?
Were they?
Yeah.
I just thought they were cute.
So, how is everyone today? Let's see. If you are watching us live in the Facebook group or on YouTube, make sure you click the comments so that you can allow StreamYard to link to your profile and we can see who we're talking to. Okay, so let's get right into all of this awesome stuff about real estate coaches.
So you said we're talking about coaches. I have never been to a sporting game. One kid plays lacrosse, one kid plays soccer. We watch football on Sundays and Saturdays. We watch all the sports, and I've never seen any player not have a coach, right?
So you've never seen a sports team not have a coach.
Right. So I guess we all need coaches, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. A real estate coach, they help define their goals, they help set the goals, they help you reach your goals and increase your business skills and so much more, right?
Like your income.
Wow.
So that would be the whole point of this, right?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, obviously your income as well as time and freedom, systems, right?
That's right.
So
typically so coaches come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are on a real estate team, so they look to their team leader as their coach. The team leader or the rainmaker, whatever you want to call them, they typically will take that role and be like the lead of education, the coach, the cheerleader. And then typically those people are, like I said, they're on a team, so they're paying their 50% split or whatever their team split might be. And that would be their payment for their coach.
Yeah, so the team leader or whatever they're called, and that's more of a traditional team model you're speaking of, that the team leader is typically a coach. Now, I mean, I would say 90% of your traditional team leader model doesn't actually do any coaching or trainings and that sort of stuff as well, which is why, a lot of people fall off that bandwagon of the traditional team model.
Well, when we were on a team together, we did multiple different coachings together that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
We did it obviously didn't leave a lasting impression. I just remember sitting at a conference room table.
We did group coaching, but our team leader did not coach.
That's right. But we watched it live, or we listened to it,
mm-hmm.
I think. or we were supposed to listen to it, and then we brought our notes and then we talked about it.
Correct. Yeah. Some group coaching programs and stuff.
So
Yeah, but
in
we
other
did.
words, like I didn't take it super seriously and I sped through it on my way to work
Yeah.
and wrote down whatever I could on my
The
notes
day
and
of.
then shared my little nuggies.
Yeah. I mean, that's, sometimes where so the problem is the accountability probably fell off of that end a little bit.
There wasn't any accountability because it was basically self-paced, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I said, we listened to it and then we would talk about it as a team, but our team was, we were all basically at that point we were all friends. So sometimes your friends aren't as maybe your friends aren't the best people to hold you accountable.
Not always. Yeah. Unless there's, some sort of good process and stuff. But, that brings me to my next point of, where you take yourself and where you grow, you become the person who you surround yourself with. And they say typically the 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? So why wouldn't you want that to be around successful people or people that know more than you, people that can bring more to the table for you?
Right. And you're going to push yourself further. Like if you're hanging around with, your friends who are maybe in a different career, they don't understand sales.
Yeah.
You are hanging around with, and it's okay to have friends outside of this, right? Like it kind of like sounded like I meant you couldn't have successful friends. It's not coming. None of this is coming out right. Not a single word. But you just want to make sure that you're always pushing yourself to be around people who are doing bigger things than you are so that you can do bigger things. Otherwise, you become complacent and just you're okay.
Yeah, you hit that plateau because you're all doing the same thing. Nobody's, adding any extra motivation. Nobody's bringing anything extra to the ball game at this point, right?
Right. So I guess that kind of brings us to when do you hire a coach? So we just walked through why. We walked through what a coach is. So now I guess we'll talk about when to hire a coach. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, well, I'm doing really good in my career. Why would I need to hire? This goes for anything, not just real estate, but why do I need to hire a coach? Things are good. I'm happy. I make enough money and my bills are paid. So why would I need to hire a coach?
Or I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to have to answer to anybody.
I think that's huge for us. And we were just talking about this at Target yesterday, and we were
That
like,
would totally be me saying that.
yeah, like we can't imagine either one of us going back to a lifestyle of having a boss.
Or a typical, 9 to 5 job where, you clock in, you clock out, and you're like stuck in that cubicle and you can't go to Target in the middle of the day.
But we've created this world that we don't like to be told what to do as real estate agents. Like we don't always take constructive criticism nicely.
We are not always the best, right? But with that being said and stuff, there's multiple, levels to your real estate business.
Right. And I mean, when you feel like you are in a good place, it's probably a good time to get a coach because then you can be in a great place.
Well, and coaches are great for people in all stages of their business. A good coach has different categories for people, new agents, steady agents who are just, on track, maintaining, even successful agents, that are already, 6-figure producing agents and more. A good coach knows how to coach at every level and getting you to the next level that you want, which is not always more money, but maybe it's more freedom. Maybe it's more time. Maybe it's, the whole concept of work harder, not work smarter, not harder. But, coaches, they help you do the things that you should do, but you don't do them.
Oh, guilty.
I think everybody is.
Like super guilty of that. I know what I need to do. I am the queen of systems and I tell everybody that every single week. And I don't always go through my systems like I should every single day. I don't. And without that accountability piece, what's the matter? We good? We're having slight technical difficulties right now. You can't hear me? Okay. I'm gonna come in because we're on to something really good, okay?
All right, coaches are not afraid to be that bad person, right? They're not afraid to tell you what you need to do, what you have to do, and hold you accountable to that.
I just missed you. That's all. Sorry. I have no idea what happened still, but we're moving on because we're in a good place right now.
That's right. So a coach will provide the structure. They're going to correct your bad behaviors. They're going to provide the systems and help you get to where you want to go. Okay, so if you currently, let's just say, for example, if you currently, all of your business is coming from paid leads, okay? So maybe you want to get a coach to help you get away from those paid leads and become a referral-based agent, right? So whatever your goals are, and even if you don't know what those are, a coach can help you figure those out.
Well, I think that's the whole point. You know, like, I think a lot of times the coach is going to tell you what your goals should be because you don't realize what your goals should be,
Yeah.
maybe. We tend to not make really big goals for ourselves because they're scary. Whereas a coach is going to push you to make those goals, reach for the stars and you'll catch the moon.
Yep.
We're really bad at these sayings today.
Yeah.
But the point is that if you know, having the coach is really just going to push you to go further because we're not going to push ourselves.
Yeah, and sometimes we're just so stuck on the real estate roller coaster that we don't have time to think about these systems or, you know, that part of what I said earlier about like, we know what we need to do, but we just don't always have time to do them sort of thing. So having that person to help you be like, okay, this is what you need to do. And that's going to be different for everyone. And that's why having a coach who knows what to do for that can help you do that, right?
Well, you're on that roller coaster ride and you don't like know what your next stop is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the coach would be coming in and basically taking a big overview. Is this where we should bring up that we have a coach? And like, this is literally what we just went through not too long ago.
I mean, everybody should have
So
one.
they're basically looking on the whole outside of what we're doing and watching what we're doing to find out where the holes are.
Yep.
So that's what a coach should be doing for you in your real estate career as well. Is
have ADD and can't focus every day.
But they're able to look outside of the box and they're going to give you criticism that you're not going to give yourself and your friends aren't going to give you. If you're running a Facebook ad or you are running, you know, some type of campaign or something, your friends aren't going to call you and be like, hey, this didn't look right. And I don't think you should run that anymore. Whereas your coach is going to see it, click on it, make you pay for the contact, and then tell you what you did wrong, hopefully, and
how to fix it.
Make it better.
That's right. And the good thing is, you know, these coaches and stuff, they work with several agents. So they know what to be looking for. They know your business. And I think, you know, going back to the fact of like, it's not always about increasing your income, but a lot of times it is, of course, you know, money is an important in our business and that real estate roller coaster and stuff to get off of. But sometimes it might just be like, I want to spend more time with my family, but I don't want my income to take a hit. So what would that look like? How can I fix that?
So your coach would be like, oh, hey, let's increase your price point.
Or maybe you need to bring on somebody on your team
For some leverage.
So they're going to take a look at your business. Okay. real estate agents have a business. And I think that's where a lot of people forget, like, this is a real functioning business, right?
Because we go on and we're literally on autopilot at almost all times.
Yeah. I mean, until there's like nothing, we go, 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 go. And then we're like, oh no, we don't have anything. And that's when
I got called out for being on autopilot yesterday, by the way, by my husband, of all people.
well,
And I was like, oh, okay.
here we are.
Sounds good. Yep, that's what I am. I'm nonstop.
You look really short in here. Your
I think
chair
it's
is
the way.
honestly-
This is, yeah.
your chair's lower. I mean,
You're
you are
just-
short. But
You're just really tall.
so I have some fun facts that I want to share, and this is from the North Carolina Realtors, not North Carolina, the National Realtors Association. Okay, so let me pull this up here. The average salary for agents in their first year through year 6 in business is about $43,330. Okay. So agents, I mean, not 1 to 6, 1 to 16 years. Okay.
That's a long, that's a while.
It is a long time because, I don't know what the percentages of agents are lasting 16 years, but it's low.
Well, what is it? 2 years is the average before people
Yeah.
don't.
Most people
Keep their
don't make it
license, yeah.
past 2 years. So 16 plus years in the real estate industry is a $75,000 average median income of agents. Okay. So everybody has the elusive 6-figure income goal. I feel like that's
Or
like the main-
7-figure, like I saw yesterday.
Yeah. Well, 7 figures, especially if you live in
He
bigger
must have a
price
great coach pushing him.
and bigger price points too. Yeah. So someone who is coached typically increases their income by 40%. That's freaking mind blowing. Okay. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Well, yeah, because 40% is literally, I mean, I'm not a math person. I could sit here and pretend.
Me either. So
like
I would
am.
pretend it was closer to 50%. But I mean, let's look at this example. Okay. That we
50% because you're an overachiever.
No, just 50% because I can't figure out 40. But let's use this example. Okay. So the highest income for median average would be 75,000. If you increase that by 40% with a real estate coach, you're looking at just over that 6-figure mark that
Yeah.
everybody has.
That's pretty crazy. But what are they paying for that though? Right?
Right.
So like you can increase your income, but if you are if you increase your income, but you're spending a whole bunch of money, it's like leads. If you're making, you're closing 50 transactions a year, but you're paying $100,000 a year in leads, then
Yeah.
did you really do it? So, we also pulled some stats of like what people are paying for
Yep.
a coach. Some of the big box brokerages have their own coaching programs. And one of the ones that we found, it was $1,200 a month for
This is one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
We didn't just pull random.
right. $1,200 a month for a coach. And you meet with them, I think 4 times a month. Like you have like a weekly check-in with them.
This is group coaching though, too, right? Or does
well,
it have a
those-
little bit of one-on-one?
Yeah, they have like different tiers that you can pick from. This $1,200 a month is like your one-on-one
Okay.
invested in you, looking at every angle of your business.
I see.
Okay. Can I also say that again, I'm not a mathematician, but $1,200 a month times 12. What is that? That's like more.
24.
No, that's if you add them. But anyways,
Mm,
my point to this
That's 24,000.
is that they're paying more for coaching than what most people make. That was my only point.
Right.
There is
14,400.
there's Tom Ferry coaching.
Another popular choice.
That one runs about $649 a month. And then the Buffini training is $499 with a 6-month commitment. So getting a coach is definitely an investment.
Definitely
gonna
an
make.
investment. And one that you need to make sure that you're going to follow through with. And math is hard. Thank you, friend. It is. Especially when you're on the spot. That's when my mind is like,
Like I had a really good point to prove, but I couldn't prove it without the numbers.
So then she asks me on the spot in the middle.
But there's other types of coaching too. So those were just the monthly ones that we pulled out.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of coaches. Let's be real about that. And there's all kinds of different price points. But your average one is about $650 a month. Okay. And usually you have to sign some sort of commitment, like the Buffini program. It's a 6-month commitment. And the reason that they do that, honestly, is for you. It's because in 1 month, you're not going to know if coaching pays off.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like if you go on a diet, you're not going to do it for 30 days and then everything takes time.
Right.
And then, and on our real estate journey, most of us have learned what we do in 30 days doesn't show up for 90 days.
Yes.
So it's really not fair to not give it 30 days, 60
Right.
days, 90 days.
And, with a lot of these, everybody's a real estate coach these days, sort of thing. A lot of these real estate coaches that have been around for quite a while have not been in real estate in several decades. Okay.
So how do they help you? I'm confused by that.
Well, a lot of them are still teaching outdated trainings. A lot of them are teaching outdated lead generation techniques. They are not up to date on, the modern, all of this stuff. And even if some of their trainings are, I can guarantee you that they have absolutely no idea about it. And their entire team is running their systems,
right,
and that sort of stuff.
Well, we talked about last week how quickly the market changes. Like we had a training 3 months ago that was already irrelevant 3 months later. So
Yeah.
If they're not actively in the real estate game, writing offers in this competitive market, or even reviewing offer, if maybe they're just a listing agent, and if they're not reviewing the offers that are coming in, they can't help you write a winning offer.
Right.
And if you're not writing winning offers, you're not making money right now.
So you want to make sure that your coach is someone who has been in the real estate industry, probably within the last decade. And also that they have a coach as well. Ask them right up front, like, do you have a coach? Like Athena says, we have a coach. We have an entire team that is helping us learn all the time. We also take tons of trainings and we make sure that we are up to date on everything happening in the market, as well as, technology and different techniques of stuff of what's working for everybody and what's not.
Right.
It's important to us to be able to bring you guys value.
One of my favorite things to do is to watch what's happening in other markets and then bring them here. And then it's not like this whole big new idea, but it is here in this market. And people are like, oh my gosh, you're so smart.
So smart.
But it's just a matter of knowing what's going on outside of your little zip code.
Mhm.
It's important because those markets, we're in like a secondary market, third
we
market.
definitely see the trickle effect of everything else.
Right.
So we can it's like the hurricane. You can see the hurricane coming. So we get to sit here and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I would say like the Charlotte area sees everything first, and then it kind of trickles down to the Raleigh-Durham Triangle area. And then it makes its way down to the beautiful little beach that we live on. But it's important to have somebody who you don't necessarily have the time as a real estate agent when you are showing houses, you are writing offers, you're doing everything that your day-to-day schedule is. Let somebody else do that back end work for you and guide you through what you need to be doing.
yeah, definitely.
And then, the other thing is making sure that you're looking into their coaching program before you hire them or sign any type of contract. Because like I said earlier, when we first started this, we signed into a group coaching and found out that it was it wasn't even live. Like we couldn't ask questions during the coaching. we didn't have access to that person.
And it's the same one that they teach constantly. It's not customized
Right.
for each individual.
So we all it was a recording. Like I can go on YouTube and listen to that recording for free instead of paying, I think it was like $350 or something like that. But a lot of people will they're like, the internet has given us this like crazy world where we can be whoever we want without any backup behind it.
Yeah.
Like I can be Spider-Man and no one can tell me differently. And people can be real estate coaches and no one can tell them differently. And what they do is they go online and they go on Pinterest, they go on all these different places and they create these PDFs. And then once a week, they send you a PDF and they're like, here's your coaching program. I hope you learn a lot. See you next week in your email box. And that's it.
Wrapped up with a bow.
Yeah. So that's not coaching to me.
Right.
But it is advertised as coaching and you'll pay your monthly fee as if it's coaching. But it's not coaching.
Yeah. So what I love about our nationwide team is just being able to provide a bigger variety of ideas and group masterminding because we're all located all over the area and we all bring something special to the team. That's different than your big box brokerage trainer who's using the same thing every month to every single person. And they don't go much outside that box.
Right. So like if you are in a training program and your coach is not tailoring your coaching experience directly to you, you're getting the exact same recycled materials that everybody else who's visiting that coach in their office is getting that week.
For years and years of
I mean, that coach is trying, just like everyone else, they're trying to do things smarter, not harder.
Right.
So at the beginning of the week, they're going to come up with their plan and they're going to teach that plan all the way through.
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of times when you're on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see the same post 7 times from 7 different people, just in a different color or a different font.
And group coaching works. Like, don't get us wrong. Like, group coaching works, but there needs to be some sort of plan for it to be customized and stuff. So for example, and I'm not going to talk about this a lot because this is for our team that, we do, but in our coaching and stuff, just for example, like we have, group stuff that we do and everything, but it's broke down into individual types that fit into each categories. Okay. So it's like, hey, if you're this type of person, this is what you focus on.
Yeah.
If you're this type of person, then you take this part. Okay. So, I mean, you can use different parts of it and stuff, but it's really like niched down into what relates to each person a little bit further. And it takes those personalities into account, where I will say, because you guys know, on a lot of our past podcasts and trainings and stuff, I'm very vocal about being a giant introvert, which I know is weird for me to be on live, but I'm like in my safe little bubble with my little blankie here, okay, in my office, okay, with my best friend. So it's a little bit different. But in saying that and stuff is that a lot of these other coaches and trainers and stuff, they are like, this is what you do. And if you don't do it, you're not going to succeed. Where my mind is like, let's figure out what works for you and how we can customize that for you. Like, I'm not going to door knock. Athena might. She has. I've worn off on her
3
a little too
years
much.
ago.
But
I door knocked last week.
Exactly.
Well,
but see, we're different. And what I'm saying is the fact is like, we both work together with the same coaches and the same teams. We both train other people. So you're getting different aspects of it. But my coaching style is to find out exactly what you need that's going to help you grow. It's not going to be the same thing for me. It's not going to be the same thing for her.
But that's why we're here where we are, because for so long we were told we couldn't do this. Like, this was not okay. What we wanted to do, our vision wasn't okay.
Right.
It didn't fit into the criteria. And that's what's so important to both of us, is that we want everybody to fit into their own little box.
Yeah.
Not
everybody's
else's.
different. That's just the way that it is. But that's not to say that there aren't, certain things that work better than others.
Right.
But that's why it's really important for you guys, when you decide that you're ready to bring on somebody to help you in your business, to find somebody that fits you and is willing to work with you and is invested in you. Okay. And
that
not just in your money.
That accountability piece comes into play right there too, because if you and I are very different in this aspect, if somebody tells you to do something, you do it. Like our coaches that we've been working with very recently gave Jess this entire checklist, and she had it all done within like minutes. It was like the onboarding checklist within minutes, and they complimented her on it. And if they had sent that to me, I would have waited until the very last minute. And then I don't like the accountability piece for me is very different than it is for you. Like, I sometimes if somebody tries to hold me too accountable, I am like, nope, I'm not doing it. Just nope.
Shut down.
And I shut down. So finding an accountability coach that will work with what works with your brain,
what they're given,
is what's important, because we're all different.
And they have to adjust that accountability piece to hold people accountable in a different sort of way.
Right. So my accountability, like what makes
she might need to be held accountable every hour.
That's very true. What makes me feel accountable though is if I have to tell somebody I didn't do something.
Yeah.
And that is rough. Like I'll procrastinate, but I don't want to tell somebody. Let me rephrase that. If I can tell one person I didn't do something, it's okay. But if I have to tell more than one person, so like we have our accountability check-ins on Monday, and it scares me, even though I help to lead that meeting, it scares me to tell people I didn't do something.
Right.
Whereas Jess just does it.
I don't like to have things weighing over my head. So when things are assigned to me or needs to be done, I just do them right away.
I should read Eat the Frog a couple more times.
Probably.
Than the 1,700 times
I feel like
I've
it's
read
probably not going to help now. But, with all of this stuff, you have to take everything with a grain of salt and just remember, what works for one person doesn't work for everyone. And that's why it's important to find the coach that works for you, which brings me into my next topic, actually, because there are specific programs out there like ours, for example, who is not just one type of coach. So there are numerous coaches on our elite team that bring a different part of everything into it. So you can connect more with whoever you connect more with, or who can hold you accountable. Like Athena's not going to come to me for her accountability, because she'll just be like, oh, well, I'll just not do it. I mean, what's Jess going to do? Not be my friend anymore?
I'll just make a joke and then it's all okay.
She'll just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I mean, somebody else, she would be embarrassed to not do it with, right? Probably. So it's finding, that different type of person to hold you accountable. But there's not always, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Like you don't have to do this by yourself. There are other people out there who already are, doing this. And that's when you need the coach. Like you don't have to be by yourself. Let somebody else come in, give you that overview of your business that you don't see because you have tunnel vision.
Right.
Okay. So if you want to learn more about our elite team and our coaching program in it and stuff, we are actually doing a really fun thing tomorrow night.
I'm excited. I have kicked my husband and kids out of my house to be able to do this.
Yeah, we're going to do it from our houses. So it'll be super fun. Tomorrow we're doing Let's Drink About It.
Fold laundry and do my dishes and stuff.
We're doing the Let's Drink About It tomorrow night at 7 Eastern time, 7 p.m. And we're going to pull back the curtains and we're going to talk more about our elite team and what that looks like to join us. Because if you're ready to take your business to the next level, whatever that level looks like, we would love to be a part of that. Jen, we can't wait to see you tomorrow. But it's going to be on Zoom, so everybody can come in. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. But if you do want to, bring your beverage of choice. It does not have to be alcohol. I will have alcohol.
I don't know.
I
haven't decided yet. This is also something that's kind of important, is that you don't have to be struggling. This is probably a good way to close this out.
Yes.
This is not just for struggling people. We don't want to step in and save everyone. We just want to help people get better.
It's not for new agents. It's
even if you feel
not just for anybody.
Everything is going great.
Yes.
You still need to be coached. because this market is not going to stay the same for very long.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it's going to do. Nobody has that crystal ball. We tell our clients that all the time. But you have to constantly stay up to date on what's going on in the market. You have to sharpen your skills. It's like, like we talked about the baseball teams and the football teams and the lacrosse teams. Like they don't just practice once and win one game. And then they're like, okay, cool. Let's go to the championship.
Yeah. And that coach, a good coach, is going to hold you accountable, help you with your goals. Again, whatever they are, it doesn't have to be income based. It can be like letting you, have more time to take your daughter to cheer camps or competitions and lacrosse and soccer, all this stuff. Or maybe you want to go on more vacations with your friends or your family. So it's not just about producing more in real estate. It's about having that support you need in your business to help you define what will make it better,
right? And
help you be a better person as well.
And I'm taking my team to the Super Bowl and we're going to win. And then we're going to go to Disney World.
Wow.
I practice that all day.
So next Super Bowl, you're already working on it?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to practice hard, my whole team.
Well, make sure that you register in the event in our Facebook group for the Let's Drink About It event so that you can grab the link, because it's not going to be in our Facebook group. Okay. We don't want to flood the people who don't want to be there with information. So you have to go there. You have to click on the Zoom link and you've got to sign in. We're super excited.
And you can message us if you can't find the link.
Yep. If you need help, let us know. Also, we posted one of our team members posted a questionnaire form to fill out if you have questions that you want answered during the live and you don't want to ask them during the live. You can submit it ahead of time and we'll answer them. We've already got a bunch of them, but fill out the form. It can be anonymous if you want to, and ask about, our coaching program, our elite team, what it would look like to partner with us, any of us across the board.
You can
do you have anything else about that?
You could ask them personal questions about us, right?
Sure.
I'd be willing to answer them.
Yeah,
maybe.
you can bring everything. But this Let's Drink About It this week is going to be about the elite team and stuff. But we will have more going forward that will just be like a let's vent session. Let's talk about it. Let's hang out.
We have to do those separately because we have to change the rating of them.
Yeah. Well, we also have to, we also want people to have, some sort of idea of what they're coming to as well. And before we go today, I do want to mention about the 30-day listing challenge that we have coming up. Our team has worked so hard on this. The girls have done a freaking amazing job. We have a workbook that's all interactive with different hyperlinks all through it, social media posts, content calendars.
If you don't have a listing, there's no way that you can finish. If you put your heart into it and really, and we're going to hold you accountable, whatever that means to you, but we're not going to push you, but if you want us to, we will. If you don't have a listing, I guarantee you that you will have a listing after the end of the 30 days.
We're going to be giving out awards. We're going to be doing so much fun stuff. We are so freaking excited about it. It starts February 28th. That first week is a 5-day jump start where we're going to be live in the Facebook group each day to do quick little trainings that's going to help you through the 30 days.
Can I wear yoga pants?
You can wear whatever you want as
long
as
it's like
you
boot camp and it's like working out.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea to wear yoga pants.
Or camis. It's boot camp.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we got. We got a big week this week for you guys. We're so excited. Sign up for the 30-day challenges in the Facebook group. Make sure you sign up for that. We will continue to share that over and over. The Let's Drink About It, again, so freaking excited because it's balls to the walls, talking about everything. Yes, Jen, we're so excited. We just have so much stuff we're passionate about that's coming up. We just cannot even explain how much awesomeness and how much value this is for you guys. And it's all free. Everybody is, invited to join it and grow their business. You have anything else to add before we get to work?
I don't think so. I have so much to do today. I would rather stay here and have fun. I have lots of fun jokes I could tell everybody, but I guess I have to go sell
You
a house.
do not want to hear them. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for today. We thank you so much for joining us on the Get Real podcast, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye, friends.
Bye.